I now lay out Senate Joint Resolution 2, which is the application to Congress to call for a convention of states as outlined in Article 5 of the United States Constitution, doing so with the express and limited purpose of discussing federal fiscal restraints, checks on the power of the federal government, and enacting term limits for federal officials. Article 5 of our Constitution very clearly defines the authority of the states to assemble, propose constitutional amendments, and send those amendments back to the states for ratification, all without the permission of Congress. Since 2013, 8 states have passed resolutions like SJR 2, stretching from Florida all the way to Alaska. As many as 16 other states have since passed such resolutions through their state house or senate, and 44 states have filed resolutions for consideration. 34 states would need to pass a resolution like SJR 2 in order for a convention of states to be called and amendments to be discussed and sent back to the states, and a minimum of 38 states would have to vote favorably for any amendment to be ratified. Said differently, as few as just 13 states could refuse ratification of any proposed amendment. Members, I believe we're at the precipice of history, as George Mason believed that someday a federal government would no longer have the interest of its states in mind. For years, we have watched as the executive and judicial branches have usurped more and more power from the states, issuing dictates that become de facto law by either completely bypassing the legislative branch or acting upon issues that the federal government does not have the constitutional authority to act upon. To make matters worse, it is abundantly clear to me that the Congress is incapable of or unwilling to propose amendments that will limit its own power or that of the other branches to return our nation to the original spirit of federalism intended by our founders. Today, the federal government treats the states as nothing more than subcontractors to implement federal will and its directives, and thus it is my firm belief that the only way we will save this republic and return ourselves to federalism is to go about the process of the states regaining control of the federal government that the states created. In my view, this is an issue that knows no political party. As I told you that the simulation convention, all states and all parties were represented and must unite in an effort to legislate to structure, not to personality. It is the states members that created the federal government, and it is the states that must control it. Pending questions of the membership, Mr. President, I move suspension of the regular order of business to take up and consider Senate Joint Resolution 2.
There being 20 ayes and 11 nays, SJR 2 is passed. It's adopted. Congratulations, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, members.
I just met like the kindest, most welcoming people who have made me feel empowered.